All right, what up, y'all? It's your boy Saint Sandra here. We got a Marvel Rivals, the new season 2.5 game drop just happened today from the developers themselves. We got Ultron, we got new game modes, new battle modes, we got patch notes, we got hero balance adjustments. So we're gonna make a video and go over some of those things. We want to talk about it, see what the vision looks like. And if you haven't seen it, we're gonna showcase it right now. The new Ultron guide just came out, and we kind of want to see what that's about. So I'm gonna go ahead and take out the gameplay in the background, and we're gonna pull up from the Marvel Rivals website itself, starting off with Ultron. So the Ultron guide just came out today, talking about his abilities, how to play, best team compositions. But I mean, if you haven't seen the videos, we're gonna go over, but he looks OP, he looks dope. So Ultron will be the new character introduced in Marvel Season 2.5 to be released in mid-season on May 30th. He's shaping up to be the new strategist with his array of supporting and damaging skills. In this guide, we're gonna break down everything you need to know about Ultron, including his abilities and how to play him effectively. So just a quick little brief Ultron guide. You can see right here, so Ultron's gonna come out with 275 health. So I mean, solid for a strategist, to be honest with you. I think every other strategist off the top of my head is like 250. So I mean, seeing him at 275, and he can maybe, I don't know if he can heal himself or what. So it's gonna be very interesting. We already know he's a strategist role, and his difficulty is not yet to be determined. So we're gonna see what that looks like. I'm thinking he's gonna be like at least a 3-star character. I think he'll be a 3 stars. I don't think he's gonna be as complex as Loki, and he sure ain't gonna be as easy as Rocket. So I'm betting he's gonna be 3-star characters. But if you haven't seen the video, we're gonna watch this right now. We wanna see what he's about, so check this out.
Today, the age of Ultron begins. Termination. Challenge me, you animals. Emperor's protection. You would have failed without me. The virus takes hold. Extermination! All targets eliminated.
Yeah, so check that out, man. He looks fire, man. Ultron, I mean, even his design, he looks dope. I'm kind of excited to see what kind of skins they drop for this dude. But yo, Ultron, he's gonna add a whole new level of gameplay to this game. So it's gonna be super interesting to see what he's about, see what he is doing out here, how he's gonna change up the comps, how he's gonna change up the gameplay. But you can see right here is just a list of his abilities. I play on PS5 and I play on PC. I like to use my controller though. So you have Unleash Burning Energy Beam. So his basic attack looks like it's gonna do damage and heals. Just based off the gameplay or that little clip, his damage looks pretty busted. It looks pretty solid. He's putting in good damage, which is what I kind of wanted to see him put in. He's giving me off Adam Warlock vibes as far as like his damage and his like shooting ability. And then of course that same energy beam I think gives you health as well. Dynamic flight. So we already know he's gonna be a flying support character. I can't tell if it looks like he's gonna be like just a flyer, kind of like Iron Man, Storm, Torch, where he's constantly flying. But he has this dynamic flight, kind of like kind of like Human Torch, where he's able to kind of move around and dash in a very short distance. And then you got his imperative patch, his E, commands a giant drone to follow an ally, constantly healing allies within a radius with additional healing designated ally. So that looks crazy. That looks dope. He's gonna be sending drones. I don't know if it looks like it says a drone singular, so it's just maybe one at a time, but I don't know, man. I don't know what that means entirely, so it's gonna be a surprise for all of us. Then we got his imperative firewall. We did see that little wall he's putting up as one of his abilities. So it summons a drone to grant bonus health to nearby allies centered on Ultron and the ally marked with the imperative patch. Great for holding an objective. So that looks like that's what's gonna be his self-healing ability, is that little wall where he's giving himself bonus health. So that looks pretty dope too. And then we got his ult. I don't know if you saw it at the very end, but summoning the drone, he's just putting out crazy damage or just crazy heals, one or the other. But his damage output looked insane. So I don't see on here yet what kind of damage output he's doing. I don't know if they have it displayed, but how to play him, we can see Ultron in the trailer. He's shaping up to be a really long range, permanent flying strategist capable of supporting those who are not in his proximity. So right here, just answer my question. He is a permanent flying strategist. So he's going to be like Iron Man, Torch, Storm, where he's just always flying. And then he's going to have his movement ability where he can just dash and at short distances. But basic attack function similar to Emma Frost, dealing continuous burst laser damage. However, Ultron's range appears to be significantly longer, even more so than Emma or Iron Man's Unibeam. Wow. And I mean, Iron Man's Unibeam is already pretty busted. That thing has some crazy range on it. Imperative Patch is a healing skill capable of healing your teammates even if they are far away. This is perfect for healing teammate divers, flankers, and flying allies such as Venom, Spider-Man, Iron Man, or the Thing. So this dude's going to be an anti-dive strategist. So if this is honestly, the perfect setup for this season 2 comp we've been dealing with, where I'm sure you've seen the drama with the strategist strike, support strike, whatever. People didn't want to play support. That was mainly based on, I don't know, just clout drama, and honestly had to do a lot with just the competitive point system and just the composition with these games. With the dive meta is just so heavy right now in season 2. So when Ultron drops, it looks like he's going to be a straight cure to the dive comps in the dive meta. And that just, I mean, on top of the buffs that they recently gave some of the other strategists like Luna and Mantis in the mid-season hero balance adjustments. So he's got a team up ability with Iron Man. We know that. We're going to go over some of the team ups, the ones that they added, the ones that they got rid of. We're going to go over that here pretty soon as part of the season 2.5 drop. But best team composition for Ultron. So this is actually my first time reading into this. I might start reading into this more because the game is very clear on what they're trying to do with compositions. Like, you obviously have an advantage with certain team comps, and they are incentivizing certain heroes to be played to try and draw out those compositions. So, for example, Fantastic Four, since like season 1.5, has supposed to be like a meta comp. My own personal experience, it's very rare that I even get a Fantastic Four on my team. I'm Invisible Woman main. I Lord of Invisible Woman. I'll play her in comp. I might get a Thing and Fantastic, or I might get a Thing and a Torch, but I never get a Thing, Torch, and Fantastic where I'm invisible. I've maybe, since this game has came out, since Fantastic Four came out, I've maybe played with a full Fantastic Four on my team 3 times. So I don't know why that is. I don't know if people just aren't tuned into it. People don't read the patch notes. If it's very hard to find players that each one plays one of those roles, and I don't know. You just don't see it very often. But obviously they got best team comps out there for a reason, and they got them for Ultron in particular. But right here, Captain America, Bruce Banner, the Thing, Thor, Venom are all diving vanguards who can really benefit from Ultron's imperative patch. So that little bonus health that he's giving people, that little wall, looks like it's gonna be very helpful for like the divers. He can throw that at them from a distance. Black Panther and Spider-Man are flankers who often need extra healing. With imperative patch can be provided. So, I mean, with Spider-Man getting a nerf to like, I don't know, he's not necessarily getting a nerf. He's just losing his team up. Black Panther, they kept him the same, but then you got, I don't know, I think Iron Fist is getting a nerf. So even Iron Fist being a diver, that might be helpful for him too, despite him getting a nerf. Then you, of course, you got Iron Man with his new team up, Human Torch, who's getting a slight nerf, and then Storm, which ironically Storm hasn't been touched in like 2 seasons, which is kind of crazy because at one point Storm got a buff, okay, and like season 1.5, then Storm was like the most banned hero, and after season 2 came out, nothing happened to Storm, but for some reason people just forgot about her. Maybe people learn how to play against her, I don't know, but Storm is still slept on. Like, a good Storm can still carry, and she's still a problem if she's not banned. So it's very funny to see that. But how to counter Ultron? Let's go. Best way to counter Ultron, to use his burst damage, duelists, and relentless chasers. So Spider-Man, of course, is always good against flyers. Spider-Man is just a problem, just in general. He's still the most banned character. Mr. Fantastic is, honestly, the dude's still meta. He's still OP. He's a counter to just about anybody, honestly, except for like a Groot. The only counter I know, or anti-counter to Fantastic, as a Groot, just because his walls really are a problem for Fantastic to get around. But flyers, Fantastic can really deal with flyers pretty well if they're low enough. So depending on Ultron, it doesn't seem like he's going to be Human Torch, who has max flying capabilities. I don't know that yet. We don't know that, so we'll see. Iron Fist, of course, this dude can just fly essentially and just beat the fuck out of anybody. Hela, we know her. She can snipe from across the map from a different continent and still put out max damage. Punisher can always just shoot at people in the air, which ironically a lot of Punishers don't. I don't know why Punishers I see regularly fail to shoot at spider mines from Penny, Onks from Moon Knight, squids from Namor, walls from Groot, and flyers. I do not know why a majority of Punishers I play with just don't shoot at these objects, destructibles, whatever. But hopefully Punishers learn, because Punishers is also getting a buff this season. So, and then of course Star-Lord, he has a little bit of flying capability. He's always been good to go up against other flyers. So it looks like that's the counter for Ultron in his little guide. So we have that little clip. But I mean, moving on to, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to drop this in the description. The season 2.5 kickoff from the devs themselves. We're not going to watch this. There's plenty of videos out there. They have this video out themselves. So again, I'm going to link it in the description. And I'm actually going to do that. I do not know why a lot of YouTubers drop videos and say, I'm going to drop this in the description. And how many times I go to the description and I do not see it. It's more times than I can count. So I don't know if they forget. I don't know if they're just saying that, but I'm actually going to drop this in the description if anybody wants to watch it. I think it's already got close to like 1 million views maybe, or maybe it was the Ultron clip that's got 1 million views close to already. So here you can see a lot of team up abilities are getting changed. New heroes joining the roster, and a lot of balance changes are being made. So again, I'm not going to play this video. We're going to leave it in the description, but of course we already see Ultron joins the fight, and then new team ups coming up. So we already know, like I said, Spider-Man, Venom lost his, Rocket and Punisher are losing his, and then Hawkeye and Black Widow, which I don't know why Hawkeye and Black Widow are losing it. I don't know. I think it's still safe to say that they should. Even Spider-Man and Venom, I think it's still worth keeping, but I get it. It's been played out. Spider-Man's getting, he's the most banned character right now for a reason. So, and then we got these new team ups. So we already, if you haven't heard, Jeff the Landshark is getting a team up with Venom of all. So that's going to be very interesting. He's doing something with like, here, we're going to watch it right here, where he can grab onto other, like his allies with Venom symbiote and then give like extra healing or something like that to multiple allies. So it's kind of nice to see that Jeff's getting a little bit of a healing boost, just because his healing output, it's mid, maybe low mid. Jeff is actually more of just a DPS who can heal. Everybody knows that. Like, he's a backline diver, and he's very frustrating to deal with. A good Jeff who knows how to time out other people and heal himself effectively. Like, he's really a problem. So we know that one's coming. Luna, Snow, and Hawkeye. So Hawkeye's losing his with Widow, but he's getting one with Luna, and he's getting a freeze arrow, which looked pretty crazy. So you can see it right here, and it looks like it's got splash damage. So I mean, look, he shot this at the targets. He froze all 3 of them. So we don't know what that cooldown is going to look like. Probably 20 seconds. I see it right here. It says 18. So it's probably going to be like a 20-second cooldown. But that's kind of cool that Luna and Hawkeye are getting one. Hawkeye getting an ice arrow. I think that's dope. So it's probably going to be annoying as hell anytime you see a Hawkeye and a Luna together. It's probably going to be very annoying. But here we go. Rocket. Me being a Rocket main, very interested to see what this looks like. Him getting a team up with Penny. So his beacon, I guess, is going to drop armor packs. Hopefully jetpacks, because honestly with Rocket's nerf last season, I really utilized those, and I think a lot of Rocket players also utilize those jetpacks more, because any kind of advantage you can get to mobility is a plus. Anything you can use. And then of course he's getting something else. So he's getting his beacon, and then let's see what it says here. Deploy a second smaller bionic spider nest that also generates armor packs, and his beacon is being transformed into a mini bionic spider nest that spawns both spider drones and fully functional arachno mines. So yeah, this is going to be very interested to see. Very interested to see how it's going to affect gameplay, composition. So, and then of course Ultron and Iron Man. We already know they're getting the team up, which, I mean, that's just a given. They deserve that. I mean, come on, it's Ultron and Iron Man. So Ultron gains the ability to use Iron Man's Unibeam. So Ultron is going to get even more busted damage. So I mean, this is going to incentivize people to start using Iron Man. It's going to incentivize. I mean, everybody's probably going to. You're going to probably never have a shortage of strategists. I mean, now with Emma, there's no shortage of having vanguards on your team. So it's probably going to incentivize people like me to even play Iron Man, because I've been thinking with Ultron coming out, now it's confirmed that they're getting the team up. I kind of want to play Iron Man just because, you know? And then, what is this? Invisible Woman's basic attack, but with greater, what? I got to read into that one. Unleashing a powerful piercing blast that damages enemies while simultaneously healing allies. Wow. So it does damage and heals extra damage because he's using the Unibeam. That's crazy. This new team up functions somewhat like Invisible Woman's basic attack, but with greater burst potential, sustained damage and healing. Not bad. Okay, so that makes sense. And then of course we also got, I didn't see it listed here, but we got the Storm and Jeff team up. So Jeff is just getting a lot of perks to him, but the Jeff NATO, this looks ridiculous. And there's, again, mind you, there's nothing being said about Storm and Human Torch's team up. So I don't know what that looks like. If you get a Storm, Human Torch, and a Jeff on your team, what the hell does that look like? So this looks ridiculous. But of course, we got the removed team ups: Luna, Jeff, again, Hawkeye and Black Widow, Punisher and Rocket, Penny, Venom, Spider-Man, Venom. So some season 2.5's adjusted team ups. Iron Man is now out of the Gamma Charge team up, so he's not going to be able to have the Gamma Charge. And then I didn't see anything about Namor, to be honest with you. So, I mean, let's see if they have it listed anywhere down here. But hero balance adjustments. So on top of this whole new dev drop that came out, they also dropped the hero balance adjustments, and we're going to drop a separate video on the hero balance adjustments on the different nerfs and buffs on certain heroes. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But hey man, so far we're looking forward to this new season 2.5 coming out. If you like these videos, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. If you have any kind of gaming topics on Marvel Rivals that you think we should talk about, hey man, drop it in the comment section and we'll probably drop a video on it. But I mean, until then, stay tuned.